What's going on, guys? My name is Jacob,
I'm Armando.
and we are the Gospel
Gospel
Guys.
guys.
Now, guys, I know we've been out for a while now,
Couple
and
weeks.
we have an explanation for that, honestly. So, as you know, a couple things have kind of happened the past couple weeks with the assassination and school shootings, and with the
Political
politicals and
assassinations.
stuff. So honestly, I think personally, my emotions were pretty high on that, all that stuff, and how people were responding. It really made me feel some type of way. So I don't know if that was kind of the same for you
Yeah.
in that way. Yeah. So the same for
Yeah,
Amanda.
long story short, we did record an episode.
Yeah.
We had a very, I don't want to say opinionated, just kind of talked about what was going on and how we felt about it in a non-political manner.
Yeah.
Um, but it was kind of weird, bro. Like, we tried using a new camera to record,
Mhm.
and we didn't even realize it, but it stopped recording like halfway through.
Yeah.
And we tried to keep recording. We got all the footage for the most part, but like we talked about it a couple of days afterwards, and we were both like, "Hey, you know what? Like maybe the camera stopped for a reason. You know, maybe we were having some other technical difficulties for a reason. You know, and we have the footage, we have the audio. We just decided not to release it.
Yeah.
Um, we felt like you guys didn't need our opinions right now, as pure as they might seem.
Yeah.
It was a purely emotional episode. We didn't talk about our opinions, so to speak, or political values or anything like that. Just how we felt like the world really needs God right now, and that was
Yeah.
really it. But I
Yeah.
think we just decided to play it safe and not get into that.
Yeah. Definitely. And yeah, man, I was having my quiet time, and I'm just like, man, God, like there has to be a reason why this all like everything was just not working.
Yeah,
And I was like, you know what, man? I started like just watching a sermon, man, and just seeing that the world needs the gospel. My opinions, the world is not gonna care about my opinions. The world needs is the gospel. The world is hurting. Hearts are hurting, and only Jesus can mend those hearts, man. So
yeah.
this is why we didn't release it. I felt it was just more of a wiser decision not to, because it's not what we need to hear right now, man. We're the gospel guys for a reason. We're not
The political
the
guys.
political guys,
Yeah.
but we are the gospel guys. We want to promote truth. We want to promote the gospel, the good news of Jesus Christ. So that's kind of what it was.
I do want to commend anybody who has released an episode like that, though. You know, I think
Yeah.
that for people who have a bigger platform, I think sure, why not? And I mean, we've seen. I don't know if you've seen it, but I've seen accounts lose followers just because they expressed an opinion on
Yeah.
the past couple weeks events. And I admire people who are doing that. And I think most of them have been completely like unbiased and again unpolitical. Just expressing that some acts of other people are uncalled for. That we should feel empathy for families and all that, which is I think is absolutely true. I think that we think that nobody deserves to die. Especially in the ways that people have been kids and people have been assassinated. And it's really sad to think about. But yeah, I think for us it's just not the right time, not the right
Yeah.
vibe that we're trying to give out, and yeah,
Exactly. Man, we just want to give the gospel. It's what saved our lives. It's going to save this world. So let's get into this episode.
yeah,
Do you have the question?
yeah. So
Go
our
for it.
opening, it's not really a mind bender. I had more of like a just generic like genie question, I guess. But like, question this week is if you can ask God for three things, like to show you or like let you like, give you that knowledge, what would you ask for?
That- Honestly, I would just ask. I would ask God, is there sports in heaven?
the,
I really would, bro. Cause
the
I
heavenly sports team.
like, is there sports in heaven, God? Do we play basketball? Do we hoop in heaven? Do we play
Want to hoop with
football?
Jesus?
I'll get my ankles crossed, but I'll take it. That's
Bro,
something I
Jesus
was.
would just like dunk on you from halfway across the
Yeah,
court.
bro. Actually,
Like, wait, hey, that's cheating, bro. Like,
yeah, but something like that. What's crazy, bro, is the type of work we'll be working. Heaven, like I want to ask that, like, what is the work we'll be working? Like, what are we gonna do?
I think the Bible talks about that.
It
It's
does,
primarily worship.
but it's like I just want to like see
What
it.
exactly?
Like I want to see it.
Yeah.
Obviously, I gotta die first, but
Yeah.
um, but yeah, I think the third one is because it says you won't remember your life.
hmm
I was like, I want to know, like, God, we're not gonna remember our parents or brothers
You
or
know, I kind of have
sisters?
another theory about that. I wanna say that like that's just until the end times comes.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know if God necessarily wants us to like if let's say for example, like I don't know, my grandpa passed away and he's in heaven, right?
Yeah.
I don't think God necessarily wants him to like see his family suffer if we suffer,
Mm,
you know, or like do things that he can't help. You know,
yeah.
because there's supposed to be no sadness in heaven, right? So I think,
Yeah.
you know, why would he want to see that or like
Yeah.
let him see that? I would like to think it's just until judgment comes or until
Hmm.
you know heaven comes on earth. I think that after that, maybe I don't know if we'll regain our memories, but we'll. I think we'll know.
Yeah.
You know.
That's pretty much my three, honestly. It's more just heaven, honestly.
Yeah.
I because heaven's just not such a broad
Yeah,
thing.
it's so vague.
Yeah.
I think for me, I think my wife's answer is the same for this one, but like, I would want to watch the Bible like in movie format,
Hmm.
like not no 2 hour thing. Like I want to watch the Bible.
Yeah.
You know, I think that'd be really cool. Two, I think more of a personal one. Like I think I just want to know like I mean, I'll probably find out at the end of my life, but like why God set up my life the way that it is.
Hmm.
You know, just especially like with my dad, like why things just turned out the way they did. You know, because I'm pretty sure I'll have the answer like close. You know, whenever I die, but I think just knowing would be kind of cool. Third, I don't know, man. I think I don't want to watch like creation with God, like
Mm.
what inspired him to make the trees the way they look, or what
Yeah.
inspired him to make the ocean like crystal blue. You know, like you know what I mean? Like why he did things the way he did. Like what inspired him to do that. I think that'd be like it's really awesome to like almost get inside God's mind and like oh like that's pretty cool why he thought of that. You know, and this and that. I think that'd be pretty
Actually,
cool.
solid. Actually,
Yeah.
why'd you create this?
Yeah. Yeah,
That's
that'd be pretty
cool.
cool. Yeah.
Um. So yeah, guys, let us know what you think, man. What are
What are
three
your three
things?
wishes or things that you want God
Yeah.
to fulfill?
And it could be anything deep, man. If
Yeah.
it's something like, why did this person have to go, or like anything like that, man. I just want to hear that.
Yeah.
It's cool to just hear these things, just to see like what you would want explained, because these are things that just only God can really explain. There's a lot of things that only God can explain.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like it's cool to just hear these other ideas. But today we're gonna be really focusing on just part of being a disciple, man, is just always wanting to serve, right?
Mm.
And that's a great thing, is to always serve in the kingdom. If it's kids kingdom or doing ushers or sound booth, doing the media, worship, everything that requires to serve, right? Because we do it. I mean, I know at our church we do it for free, is because we have the hearts to just want to do it. Um, I know there's places that do it paid, but
Mhm.
overall, your heart should just be because your heart just wants to serve, right? But I have seen just personal experience too of just you can get burnt out serving. You really
Yeah.
can. Um, it's important to not just always be a yes man.
Yeah.
It's okay to say no on certain things. It's a skill to learn to say no,
Yeah.
honestly, because you don't want to disappoint people. But man, like it is not selfish to take care of yourself. Um, I know I've been exhausted. I'm pretty sure you've been exhausted of
Yeah.
serving. So the first question, man, like, what are some signs that we might be serving out of exhaustion instead of out of joy in Christ?
I think my answer is a little more personal. I
Yeah.
notice that like when I'm getting burnt out, I think I can get a little more like aggravated.
Yeah.
Honestly, you know, I think that because Jacob and I serve in sound booth together, I also serve on worship from time to time, or more recently. Um, I think it's just really easy to get annoyed.
Yeah.
You know, I think that somebody comes in with their service or their sermon PowerPoint that Sunday morning. I'm like, bro, like you were supposed to give this to us like 3 days ago.
Yeah.
Tough luck. You know what I mean? It's really easy to just almost say no in a sense, but like just being mad. Like, hey, you know, you know what you're supposed to do. You have clear instructions. You're the leader of the church, you know, or even if we have a guest speaker, like, hey, you should have known to do this. Like, somebody should have told you.
Yeah.
Or even like within our own team, you know, I think that it's really easy to get. I don't know, like me personally, I don't expect perfection, but I feel like if you're doing a job, you should know how to do it. You know, so I think that when one little thing goes wrong, if I am burnt out that day, like it just gets to me.
Hmm.
So I think that can be. I think that's a clear sign for most people. You know, just letting little things bug you. It's almost like just when you're annoyed with somebody, like it's just annoying. You know,
Yeah.
but that's a personal thing. I think that's for sure my answer.
Yeah. Yeah. No. I think I was gonna share something first, but like I'm looking at the second question. I'm like, this will probably work better for that one. But for me, dude, I same way. Do I get aggravated or I like try to isolate? Like
Yeah.
I'll kind of like
Don't want to
just
talk to anybody.
yeah. So sometimes when I'm doing sound booth, I'm just like burnt out. Like I just don't want to do this. I'll kind of just sit in just the chairs by myself. Like bro, like please don't talk to me. Even when
Yeah.
Angelino tried to come up to me, bro, like I'm inside. I'm just like bro, like I don't want to talk to you.
Yeah.
But I know like that's just not the right heart to have.
Yeah.
But there's just things, man, where it's you should. It's very important to take care of yourself, but sometimes it's like we also have to find when we're being selfish in those times where it's like, all right, bro, you can feel better. Um, right now, I know we're trying to look for more people in sound booth, but it's just kind of what we have right now. We just kind of have to just keep serving. But for like getting out of exhaustion, I think it's very important to be vocal in that aspect instead of just kind of like dealing it with yourself. Um, it's not a bad thing for someone to cover you because you're exhausted. Now it's like if it's every week, then you're like, all right, bro.
Maybe a little much.
But like, man, if there's a week that you just need to be like, bro, I just need to
Yeah.
go to just enjoy service instead of having to be in sound booth or whatever you're helping in. Like, be vocal about that. It's not a bad thing to be
Yeah.
vocal
There's
about
nothing
it.
wrong with
Just
that.
give it a heads up
Yeah.
before you do it instead of not the morning of.
Yeah. Exactly.
That would be tough.
Yeah. I think. I mean, we've seen it in our own team. I think people just get burnt out and like they'll quit within like the same week.
Yeah.
And we're like, well, crap. Like, now we got to find somebody to replace you. But I think even then, I think that kind of what you were saying, like, I think it's one thing to say yes to want to serve because, like, I think initially people have the heart, but I think once people, like, I don't think it's even getting burnt out. Like, people see, like, how much quote unquote work it is, like, you get almost discouraged and you
Mm-hmm.
don't want to do it anymore.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, guys, it's super important to just make sure you are um taking care of yourself.
mhm.
It's not selfish. No one should ever tell you that's selfish. There is times where you it can lead to selfishness, but like
Yeah.
if you are truly burnt out, like it's okay to take a step back. Just be vocal about it. But I know for the second question, the reason I was gonna be a very like I knew what to say in this one is because it's just like how do we balance saying yes to ministry opportunities while still honoring God's command to rest?
Mhm.
I think I don't know if you want to answer first,
You
but
can go first. Yeah.
yeah, like dude, I've been in campus ministry, so I've done it before. Um, to be honest, man, like realistically, I feel like I didn't have time to really think about going into it. I kind of just got thrown in because our youth pastor went to another a church down below, and it was kind of like a very fast paced thing. Like, oh, we need to fill somebody. So
Yeah, like now.
me and Riley kind of just got, and Angelina got put in there. And dude, I remember just like it started off good, dude, and after a while, I was working full time job, going to school, and then doing ministry,
It's a
and
lot.
I was so burnt out, dude.
Yeah.
I had to like I didn't know how to say yes.
Or say no.
Yeah, I mean how to say
Yeah,
no. Yeah,
yeah.
sorry, I didn't know how to say no, and I just kept saying yes, yes, I got you, this, and that. Or when they needed me to like serve in other areas where I'm like completely exhausted, and I was like, oh yeah, I got you. But deep down, bro, I was like, dude, you're hurting yourself here.
Yeah.
And it get to a point, man, I was like really struggling. To the point I was not even, dude. I would go to midweeks and just be like, I want to be.
Mm.
I'm just gonna say whatever I gotta say, and then
Dip.
we try to dip.
Yeah.
Like, imagine that, bro. The campus intern like dipping as soon as
Yeah.
mid weekends, right? Um, until someone just kind of realized, man, like pointed to me, like taking care of yourself is not selfish. You need to God. Like, how is anyone gonna? How can a shepherd lead a sheep if the shepherd isn't taking care of himself?
Hmm.
The shepherd dies, the sheep go astray. So I have to take care of myself, man. I'm leading people my age to get closer to God, and it's if like I'm not even taking care of myself, so how am I supposed to do that?
Yeah.
So like when God wants us to be fully rested, man. God wants us to have the full clear conscience and fully rested when we speak about His word. Because then if we're just talking about His word and we're exhausted, then we're not really like focused on God at that point. We just kind of want to
Yeah.
sleep.
Yeah.
Um,
Exactly.
so God, like for ministry opportunities, if you guys are in ministry or something interested in ministry, just be careful. I think if you have a full time job, it's probably not wise. I think that's something where you just have to kind of decide if doing ministry is what you want to do or your other
Yeah.
job because it is very exhausting,
It's a
very
lot.
exhausting. Um, And especially if you're in ministry, if you're going to school too, like that is really exhausting. And if people are asking you to serve in other areas in the church, like you might have to say no. I'm not gonna lie. You might have to say no because I've been through it. It is very brutal,
Yeah.
to be honest.
Yeah, I think for me too. I think I kind of had more of that issue when I was like a young adult, like straight up like 17, 18, 19.
Hmm.
I think that at the time, like I was kind of being asked to do a lot while also like, I think I was doing a lot with like worship, uh, trying to make all the events. Like I was at church like 4 or 5 days out of the week.
Yeah.
You know, I was here for Sunday for worship. I was volunteering on Tuesday. We were here for midweek. We were here on Fridays for our devos. Sometimes Saturdays for like a volunteer event or something, right? And like
Yeah.
it gets to be a lot, you know. And I think that it's one thing that people like expect you to do all that. Like, yeah, that might be somebody's opinion, but like you really don't. Like,
Hmm.
do what you think you can. You know, I think that doing a lot of that definitely did get me burnt out. I realized that I was like getting an attitude towards our campus leaders at that time just because like they wanted us to be at everything. But I feel like a lot of people need to realize that like people who are hired full time in ministry, like I don't want to say they have all the time in the world, but like they have a lot of time to do all this stuff, right? That's literally their job.
Hmm.
But for us, you know, like I said, we were going to school. I was working too. I was helping my mom around the house with stuff. If my dad wasn't there, like some people just are going through a lot. And I actually got into a not altercation, but a little argument with our lead minister at the time
Mm.
because he pulled me aside on campus. Well, that's another thing too. We'd have devos on campus sometimes during the week, you know. So I went to one, and he pulled me aside and was like, "Hey, Armando, like I noticed you haven't really been coming on Wednesdays. Like, why is that?" And I think for one thing, like maybe I'm having the wrong attitude, but like I didn't have to give him an answer realistically. But two, like I kind of explained like, hey, you know what, like my dad's working night shifts right now. It's just me, my mom, and my two little siblings. Like I'm helping her out. You know, I'm staying home. Like it's a lot for her. You know, to clean, cook, get stuff ready, and you know she needs help with the kids. So I've been staying home with her. And he didn't like that answer. You know, he was like, "Oh, well, you know, when I was your age, I was leading the ministry. I was in Bible studies. I was doing this and I was doing that. So you can do it too." And I was like, "Cool. I'm not you.
Yeah.
I'm helping my mom take care of my family, bro. Like, maybe you didn't get what I'm saying, but like that's more important to me than coming to all these events that you want me to come to."
Yeah.
You know, so I kind of called him out, and I think that was the first time like I did that. And like not to say that it felt empowering, but like it felt good to say no. You know,
Hmm.
because like I got other priorities too. Like not to say that like coming to church wasn't a priority, but like I got to help take care of my family too. You know, like
Yeah.
I'm significantly older than my siblings, so being able to like go back and help my mom, like I know I could take pride in that. You know, and honestly, like I know God will honor that. You know, because missing one Devo out of the week when I could have came to 3, 4 more, and I probably did go. Like, bro, it's not a big deal. You can say no to one to
Yeah.
not even take care of yourself, but like I was taking care of stuff at home. I was taking care of my family. You know, I was helping
Hmm.
take care of my family, and sometimes you just got to say no and do. And there are other priorities. You know, there's nothing wrong with that. I think you know, and I think that just remembering that, like, don't put aside your life just to volunteer for something. Like, obviously, yes, God will bless you for wanting to like serve in church, but like, God knows you have a life too. You know,
Yeah.
like, I think it's like I've seen it, man. Like, I'm gonna just say it. You know, I think the guy that baptized me, I'm not gonna say his name, but he used to do a lot for the church, and I think that so he left. He had a wife and like 3 kids, and he left them for some chick he met at a bar, right? But I honestly think he did that because he got burnt out. He was doing a lot for the church, and he just wasn't really seeing his family much. And I think you know an opportunity came where he was getting attention from somebody else, and he took that. You know, that's the last thing I want anybody to do. You know, because not only did he mean a lot to me, but man, like the respect that I thought I had for him, or yeah, I did have for him. You know, like gone, decimated. You know, so just for you guys to know, like, yeah, there's nothing wrong with volunteering, serving at church, but learn to limit yourself, learn to say no, because it would be a true shame to see somebody walk away from Christ just because you feel like you're doing too much, you know. And that's the thing too, like people might try to like make you feel bad with, oh, well, like, you know, Jesus would want you to come to this, and yeah, he probably would, but like he, like Jacob said, he also wants me to take care of myself, you know. I think everybody has different capacities and levels of like, you know, what you can handle. I might be able to handle 5 days out of the week coming to volunteer. Maybe Jacob can't. He
Mhm.
has other priorities he got to take care of, and that's fine. I think just managing what you say yes to, but obviously, like Jacob said too, like learning how to say no is also a skill.
Mhm.
Um, so just practice that, guys. Like it definitely isn't easy because, like we said, we obviously have an obligation to serve at church and like do this stuff, but learning to say no is completely fine.
Yeah, it's super crucial with that. Like we're saying, guys, we're not saying don't serve. 'Cause it's super important to serve. It's part of being a disciple, but it's like just don't say yes to every single thing. Like you know only you know your limits, you
Yeah,
know. So you gotta really
and if you don't, you'll find out.
yeah,
So
exactly. Um yeah, bro, because there's times I mean when I was feeling burnt out, dude, like not even that I was not trying to preach to these guys, but like I wasn't doing anything for anybody, bro.
yeah,
Like I would just stay home and eat and eat and eat. Or like when a brother needed to talk to me, just needed some advice, the whole time I'm just like I ain't paying
not even in
attention
it.
anymore. I'm not even present in that
Yeah,
conversation. My body's there, but my mind is just
yeah, you're out of it.
like yeah, I get it, man. And then I would just say whatever
They
needs to
wanted
be
to hear.
said, you know?
Yeah,
That's what sucked, dude. It really did suck that way. But guys, like you perform at best when you're rested. And
absolutely.
um God requires the same thing, man. Like God wants you to preach the gospel when you're best rested. Like if you are rested and ready to just go all in for God, like God wants that. You should be up in the pulpit fully rested because then you're gonna give your full energy for God. If you're being feeling burnt out, then you're gonna give God half energy.
Hmm.
But that's something we just really wanna let you guys like, you know, if there's something that you're struggling with, like or if you're struggling to say no to somebody or if you're feeling burnt out, man, like really pray about it and seek some wisdom of like what's the best route for you because it is super important to say no and just
Yeah,
um take care of your body, take care of yourself. Doesn't mean you have to stop serving, but maybe you might need to just stop serving a little bit. Like if you're serving like four different areas, maybe just leave it at one.
yeah,
It's okay. Like there's no limit to just serving. Like God sees your serving. God sees your heart that you want to
yeah,
serve, but He doesn't want you getting burnt out. Then you're just gonna hurt yourself.
yeah. I think even to bounce off that, like, kind of what you were saying, like, it all is in your heart too. Like, it's one thing to do, like Jacob said, like four different things, but if your heart's not in it, then why are you doing it? First of all, but also, like, it's one of those things where, like, I'm gonna say this to you guys, and you might not hear it often. Whatever you do for God is enough. Whether it's one little thing, whether you're opening doors for people, or you're on stage preaching. I know that might seem like a huge gap, but God sees favor in whatever you're doing. Not to
Yeah.
not to say that like do the least you can, obviously, because at the end of the day, God sees your intention behind it, right?
Yeah.
And if you're opening doors and this is the easiest thing in the world, I'm gonna stay and do this forever. That might not be the best attitude to have, but like if you're a greeter and you're like constantly smiling at people and inviting people in, having the right attitude about it, that's enough for God, honestly.
Hmm.
That doesn't mean you have to serve at a volunteer event and be an usher and do worship team and take care of the kids. Like that's a lot of stuff, dude. Nobody's forcing you to do that. And if you feel like you are, say no.
Yeah.
I understand that there's needs, but you need to take care of yourself.
Yeah.
So just learning how to say no, guys, and just making sure your heart's in it. It's super important, also.
Yeah. And this kind of goes to our next question, or next and last, is like when you are doing that, you feel like you're under pressure of like,
Mm,
I don't know, I gotta really like, they're leaning on me, so I feel like I have to do it. So like, in what ways can we let go of that pressure
mm.
to do everything instead? Trust that God's work doesn't depend solely on us.
I think that's a huge one for me, man, because I feel like I'm one of the only couple people in this church that like has experience with audio engineering.
Yeah.
So I remember when I was training a lot of you guys, it would be really easy for me to get aggravated when like my wife and I would go somewhere for a Sunday and somebody would call me and be like, "Hey, we don't know how to do this," and I'm like, "I'm trying to enjoy my time with my girl.
Hmm.
We're like an hour or two out of town. Like I don't want to deal with this right now." But I think that regardless, we do have a responsibility to make sure things go well. But I can't also let that get to me. I shouldn't get mad first of all. But I think that even now, even though the team is more solidified, there are things that happen here and there where I'm like, man, that doesn't sound that great, or that doesn't look so good. I can't worry about it. At the end of the day, it's in God's hands.
Yeah.
I think just really, quite literally giving it to God. Even though, yes, we are asked to volunteer for these things and we have skill sets, whether it's turning cameras or, clicking the PowerPoint, it's cueing the lights or mastering the music, whether it's, like on live or on the internet, like it's all in God's hands. Dude, you've seen it. Like there are times where like the soundboard will shut down during a service. We can't control it, or the live stream just shuts off. And we're
Yeah.
like, it is what it is, you
Yeah.
know. And I think that's the attitude we gotta have. I think that especially when you're good at something, you want it to go well. You want it to be perfect. But
Mhm.
at the end of the day, the only person that can handle it is God.
Yeah.
So I think that's been a huge one for me to learn in the past, honestly, year or so. Because I feel like when it comes to like sound quality, like I'm huge on that. So it can be easy for me to want to just take over and tell people what to do or like how to mix the music. But I I think I've been better at not doing that. I think I might like hint, hey, this could sound a little better, or hey, this doesn't sound that great. Try to fix it up a little bit. Because I think before, I'll just, maybe you can correct me, but I'll just take over. I'm like, hey, let me give me the soundboard. Like,
Yeah.
I'll deal with it. And I think that's the wrong attitude to have. Because kind of like what you were saying, I don't allow myself to sit back and enjoy the worship when it's not my rotation. I let my fixation take over, and I want to just take control.
Yeah.
But I honestly don't think God sees favor in that. When you dedicate a time to, because honestly, guys, it is kind of hard for us to like focus on worshiping God in the sound booth because we do focus on a lot of other things among like just trying to be a family and joking around in there. But you obviously we need that time to dedicate to God on our own. But I think yeah, for me personally, just learning to just give it to God, let him take control instead of wanting to take over and take control. So I think that that's a huge step. Just because even for my wife too, we're really liking that aspect because we both manage a sound booth. We just want to make sure everything goes well. But if we're not in there, just gotta learn to give it to God. Whatever happens, happens. So
It's crazy. Sometimes like you think it's going bad, but then like the congregation will be like, "Wow, I was like really hurt. The singer's really good today." I'm just like, really?
I know.
You know?
Sounded like crap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
um. No, I think for me, man, definitely when I was deciding to let go of being a golly, I'm tired.
Talk about being burnt out.
Yeah. um. I know there was times where when I was going through that whole situation, I was so scared, bro. Cause I was like, bro, like, I feel like it was just given to me, and like, I feel like I had to do this now.
Yeah.
No one will like me. I thought everyone would be disappointed that I quit, but I was like, that's not why I'm doing this, Because at that point, then I'm just kind of doing it for other people.
Yeah.
Um, and I had to really understand, like, man, Riley was doing so good with me, like, as campus, and I was like, bro, this dude's gonna do great without me, and Angie was doing really good too with the girls, and I was just like, man, I have to trust God in this situation right now because I just can't do it no more, dude. I'm hurting myself. And it was very hard to like let go of that because I was like, bro, there's so much pressure on me, but I can't keep holding on to this no more.
Hmm.
I'm not doing anything for God's kingdom right now. I don't have the heart for it right
Yeah.
now. So after that happened, man, dude, once I just trusted God, bro, everything just kind of worked really good with that. Ended up getting promoted and started losing weight and doing all this other stuff. And I was like, man, like this is what I need. Like I feel so much rested. And I felt closer to God than when I was being a campus intern.
Hmm.
I was like, wow, I feel really
Connected.
connected with God right
Yeah.
now. I was like, this is what I needed, God. I needed to just take a step back, not have to worry about other people's souls right now. Just
It's crazy to say that, bro. Because even like going back to my accident, like I took a step back from like everything, right, to just kind of focus on myself, and that's what helped me too. Like just kind of giving everything, not giving everything up, but like taking a step back, just focusing on myself, and like I really got a lot closer to God,
yeah,
which I needed to anyways. But I think that's interesting. You said
yeah,
that.
yeah, dude. It's just helped me so much being not alone, but like I have my people around me, but I feel like I didn't have the responsibility of others no more. I was just like, all right, God, it's just me now. Let's do this. After that, it's been the
Yeah,
best decision I ever made for sure.
definitely.
And now, honestly, bro, like I'm gonna be real with you. I wouldn't mind going back to ministry now. I feel like
Really?
I'm in a lot better space
Mm.
than what I was. Because obviously, like I just didn't know how to handle
Yeah. The
everything,
pressure.
and I feel like I've learned a lot in that. But I know right now is not the best time to be a minister or whatever intern because I have school and work. But man, if there's other opportunities someday, bro, I would definitely consider it for sure again because
Nice.
it was fun, man. I loved doing it. I loved getting close to the guys, but it just wasn't. It wasn't the right time for me. And I
Yeah.
think God was just showing me like I needed to depend on Him more.
Yeah, I think it's interesting you say that too because I gave a little lesson last Saturday to a group of guys here, and that was kind of one of my points. Like, it's not about exactly what you're doing; it's the way you posture yourself when you're doing it.
Yeah.
You know, so like if I'm, or we'll take you for example. You know, you were in that position, but you weren't positioned for it.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? So obviously your heart was in it, which is great. But I mean, if you felt like you weren't excelling in that position spiritually, then what's it for?
Yeah.
You know, so I think just kind of saying, waiting for that right time to have that right posture in that position you're taking is super important. Because I think that, yeah, just that alone. Like if you guys want to take on a spot and like you just feel like you're not even ready for it, just don't do it. You'll be burnt out before you even start. You know,
Yeah.
which obviously you don't want either.
Yeah. You don't want that. Yeah, guys. I know. Are you
Pretty
have
short
anything?
episode. Not really.
Yeah. Um. Yeah, we're kind of running out of time too, but I we want to just do 2 episodes for you guys at least. The next one that's gonna come out is gonna be really good for you
Yeah.
guys. It's pretty lengthy.
Guest
Um,
speaker.
guest speaker,
Crack
really
local
good.
crackhead.
Yeah, kind of. Okay. But it's gonna be a really good episode, man. He shared a lot of wisdom. You guys get to know him. When he was talking, I was like, wow, dude, like it's inspirational.
Yeah.
So we just wanted to again, guys, just let you guys know why we didn't release no episodes. Again, guys, we're the gospel guys for a reason.
We always say you guys are loving the little comedy skits, man.
Yeah.
Those are low key blowing up.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I really appreciate that. And guys, thank you so much for the 300 subscribers.
Yeah.
Dude, like
It was fast, man.
without you guys, we
wouldn't be here.
wouldn't be here, man. It's crazy to see, bro. We were so stuck at 67 a couple months
Dude,
ago.
we got that in like 2 weeks, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, we got like to 300. We got like over 230 subscribers off 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
Yeah.
I feel like it's just God moving, man. I feel like God really jumped up like fast after we didn't decide to do the
Our
episode.
previous episode that we
Yeah.
recorded that
And
we didn't release.
Exactly, and I feel like that's just God letting us know, like, this.
Maybe we did the right thing.
He gave us the platform to share the gospel, not to share our opinions on like non-political stuff. Like, man, I just want to share the gospel, man. 'Cause it's what saved me. It's what saved Armando.
Yeah.
And it's the point of it, man, is to help you guys, for those who are trying to get into your faith and just like learning closer to God. Like, if you're struggling to just take that second step into the faith, or those who are maybe even agnostic or atheist, or you just have like some feeling, like a little grab towards God, like these videos are for you guys.
Yeah.
So I hope you guys enjoy these videos. Again, guys, thank you so much for the 300 subscribers. Thank you for the likes, the comments, everything.
Absolutely.
It really does mean a lot to us. It just shows us that, man, God's doing great things in this podcast. So appreciate you guys. I'm Jacob,
I'm Armando.
and we are
The
the Gospel
Gospel Guys.
Guys.
See you next
See
time.
you guys.